So I've been looking around at some different tool belts, some different window cleaning specific tools that people are manufacturing from all over. I just can't seem to find anything that I want to hold the squeegees that I actually need to hold. I've got Mowerman and Legend squeegees that I like to use. I use the Mowermans with the flick attachment on the top, and then the Legends. I've kind of fallen in love with that squeegee channel just because they're so easy to use. They're very sturdy, and I can immediately switch them out using the Unger handle. The problem is a lot of the commercial stores that I do, they've got a lot of different size glass. You've got the glass on the top that you can usually be pretty efficient with the Mowerman flicks. You get down onto the lower levels, some of the panes are 4 feet by 8 feet tall. Then you get some of the runners right over automatic doors that are only 6 to 8 inches wide. You got to change out your channels. So I'm trying to find something that I can carry multiple channels with without having all of that stuff stuffed into my bucket on a belt. I don't need 3 or 4 squeegees in my bucket on a belt, but I do need to have most of them with me because I like to switch out constantly because I'm doing a lot of different size glass. So getting frustrated looking around on the internet for something that's going to work, I decided I'm going to build my own. So I'm about to go to Home Depot and look around and see what I can find. Alright, for this build I'm going to be using 3 pieces of 2 foot long, 1 inch diameter poly pipe. It's extremely light, fairly flexible, very cheap. It's about $1.50 per piece. I only bought 3 because I'm going to end up cutting 1 down, so I'll have 4 total for the 4 squeegees. I've got these binding posts, 3/16 of an inch by 1/4 inch. They're going to help me secure to this little husky pouch. 3/4 inch plugs for the end, and then this little husky pouch, I'm going to be using these screwdriver or slash whatever tool you decide to put in here. And then I've got my water bottles, my razor, and then my detail rag. So if you can't find exactly what you want, use your imagination, be a little bit creative, and design your own tools. So let's get started. So I've made the holes for my binding posts to go through. I'm going to thread lock those in place but using the nail, getting it to a point where it's basically glowing red hot or just about to glow and burning through this fabric rather than trying to punch or cut through this fabric, gives me a nice solid almost plastic like from this melted nylon. Gives me a nice rigid structure to put the binding post through, and it's going to keep this fabric from fraying on me. So, alright, so now that I've got my holes set, all I need to do now is install my pipe into the pocket and then mark where those holes are so that I can use my drill press to put holes in the pipe. I don't want to try to melt the pipe just because I don't want to smell it, but at the same time I want nice clean holes because on the back side of that I'm going to have the nut half of the binding post. So I'll just install this. It slides in there nice and snug. As you can see, it's a very tight fit anyways, but I'm going to make it nice and proper. So I'll just install my pipe, mark my holes, drill. So all I have to do now, I've marked my pipe, let's just drill it. So with nice clean holes being drilled, the only thing I need to do now is install the nut of the binding post. Alright, so now that I've got some of these installed, I'm going to cut these to fit Basically, I want 4 inches of each squeegee, the top 4 inches to be exposed so that they're easy to grab, easy to put back. So I'm just going to measure everything out, cut the tube, and then install the plugs. All right, so here is the finished product. Still got my bucket on a belt here with the tools that I actually use all the time. Unger Ninja handle with the Legend squeegee on it, whichever one I'm going to be using for that store, plus larger pane of glass. Most stores, they have 2 sizes. However, on my other side, rather than having to run back to the truck, now I can very neatly contain my water bottles with my soap, a rag, scraper, and 4 squeegee channels that I can change out from store to store without having to go back to the truck. So that's the finished product. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you want me to build you one, we can PayPal something and I'll ship it to you if you're interested. But that's my project.